In this episode, I'll be sitting with two bold voices, artist and activist Seun and Anikulapo-Kuti, and creative entrepreneur Noble Igwe. Together, we'll unpack the pressures, pride, and pitfalls of being a man in the masculinity and money conversation. You guys are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And of course, to you guys watching, this is not an interview. It's not a panel. It's just, men sitting down and having open, honest conversations. And you're welcome to listen in. This is Mentality with Ebuka, and you're welcome. I think we should start with a quick...
I don't know.
Cheers.
I hear this bad luck to cheers with soft drink and water.
I'm so sorry. See, listen,
does the bad luck reflect on you?
Not for
Okay, so for them.
water
Okay.
and the soft
Because I wanted
I
to
will
take
take
the
my
cheers.
chances. Don't worry, I'm all right. Recently, there were rumors of Rapture.
It's supposed to be today now.
It was today or yesterday. There are rumors of Rapture. So,
It's 3 p.m. Maybe you people are leaving.
because I know I was making heaven, I was practicing.
Me, I can't even wait for all the Christians to leave.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Wow.
I'm happy somebody's
What a way
coming
to
to get
begin.
you.
That was an election.
No, it's true. I'm happy somebody said they're coming to get you guys today. Not time. You all need to go.
I cannot.
Is that the topic of today's
Banky, I guess we're going to have an interesting day.
I see you all on the other side.
On TikTok. I've been following it so passionately. Hoping it's true, but
Okay.
Alas, we are still
We'll get into what you have
When I
against.
came in, I saw Banky. I'm like,
You say, oh no, it has definitely not happened if I'm still here.
because I know if Jesus is speaking one Christian, the first to go is Banky. So
Amen.
as soon as I saw you, I'm like,
Amen.
this is not happened yet.
That means it has not happened. So you didn't feel worried when you saw me?
No. Maybe I could do
I know if you deal with you. It's not possible.
Okay, I'm not here, but guys,
So I will not leave before you.
I will call you and say, hey,
We're outside.
What does that mean?
no, nobody's going.
That I'm staying. Yes! All right, that means you don't know us.
Yes.
So nobody will go and stay.
Yes.
No, you are here.
Yes.
You are here.
I'm not doing this show again.
No.
Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about money and men and money. The pressures, everything that we're going through today. And they say Nigerian men don't talk about their issues. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but I want to just start with a very interesting story because sometime this year, it was, I think, in February, we have a family group, and an extended family member's video dropped on the group that he was kidnapped. He's about, I want to say, late 20s. And they showed him video. He was tied up, and they had put in their request of about 20-something million naira to release him and everything. And so there was, of course, panic. Cousins are texting, what are we going to do? Where's the person? And then my elder brother opens the video and zooms in and starts saying, did you see the rope? I was like, what rope? And he goes in and we find out he wasn't actually tied up.
What kind of...
He was wearing the rope.
Long and short of it,
Oh, my.
it turns out he kidnapped himself and wanted to make money off of
The family.
the
Can I say
family,
something?
basically.
It's your fault. Obviously, you're not taking care of that guy, Ebuka.
So was this before Big Brother?
So that's the question now.
Ebuka, this is on you.
Because now the question is about the pressures that young people are going through. This happened earlier this year. And not even young people, men. Everybody seems to be, and I personally think a lot of the pressure is more from other men, consciously or not. There's respect. I think respect in Nigeria is monetary.
Yes, I agree.
No matter how
you got your
great you are at what you do, Seun is not nodding, so I guess I'll go to him first. No matter how great it is you are at what you do, how much you get is usually the last question. I don't know if I'm making sense.
You're making... I mean, it's true, but, the thing is, life is what we're all here to live, right? And as we all know, although we are all civilized, but the natural instinct of being a human is what still drives us in that deepest part of our psyche, So I believe, we are here to procreate, to multiply, because once you drop your genes on earth, that's how you secure your everlastingness, your immortality is by your kids because they will have their kids, and everybody carries your bloodline. So everybody wants to have kids and family and procreate and, but we live in a weird society where, okay, so young people, I'm saying this, I'm giving this example because of the story you told. So a young man who is in his 20s, making his life, he doesn't have much, has to compete for a companion with politicians who are shameless and rich men who don't have any honor, who come down from their perch in their 40s and 50s to compete with the 20-year-old girls, with these young men.
So you think a lot of it is heavily about the women?
Companionship. Don't mistake it for like just the women. I just want to jump into bed. No,
I'm just trying to clarify. Is that one of the issues?
For young men. You're talking about young men, your young cousins. So I'm saying for young men.
I still think it's more other guys.
I feel
social media is.
It's other guys.
These things are in your face now.
It's other guys, but it is.
You think it's older
in
guys?
what context? It's in the playing field of us trying to talk to the opposite sex and growing up, finding ourselves in this world, right? And and young men are basically told, you cannot come into the world if you don't have this. So they are under that pressure. They are under that pressure. Most people talk about all this love is everything and all that kind of shit. But young men are not allowed in Nigeria to experience that emotion.
Without money.
And it's not fault of the women, so I'm not here to blame young women, but young women who are also in the position that these young men are, because most of us are from very poor backgrounds. I know all of us online are rich.
Are we?
Everybody in Nigeria is rich. If you look online. No, but it's true. If you look online, everybody in Nigeria is rich. At least, this abject poverty we talk about, where is it? But...
So I kind of feel like I have a different... My take is a bit different from what Sheil thinks. I feel like the Nigerian young man is positioned differently from what is like...
differently?
Yeah, from what we get overseas. Okay. So I was telling someone, if you're African or if you're Nigerian, you can hardly live off your talent. Let me explain what I mean. So overseas, you can be a painter, and it's okay to be a painter. Yeah. You don't aspire to be the biggest painter, but you just know that being a painter will make you happy, will provide for you to feed yourself and your small family. You live in a small house, you can go about your things, and people respect you for who you are. Yeah. Now, in Nigeria or in Africa, because everything has to be paid for in cash, there's that pressure to be able to have enough of a lot of that cash to be able to do a whole lot of stuff for everything. So where it's funny that we're having this conversation in a beer parlor, because even when men don't talk, men talk in beer parlors, because that's where they see other men, they sit down, they have conversations.
But do we talk about deep stuff? That's the completely different conversation.
Yeah, but the thing is, you feel the pressure to provide. Men have been told they have to provide from get-go, from the moment you were born till you become an adult. That's why...
It's not subtly. Just telling you,
somehow
this is your life.
And if in Nigeria, where we celebrate what they call it, like enterprise without some sort of roots, where if you just have money, nobody asks you any sort of question again.
Yeah, so that for me is the real crux of the issue for Nigerians and Africans, is this idea that riches are tied to respect. Right, so my wife and I, we have 2 sons.
Is it African or Nigerian? Because a lot of African countries like, and I don't have the answer here.
It's global. I don't
have the answer here. That's why I said I don't have the answer. What I keep hearing is a Nigerian thing.
Yeah, maybe it's fair to focus on Nigeria because that's where we are. Yeah.
But I hear that it's a Nigerian thing. The Nigerians are materialistic. Nigerian men are this. Nigerian men are taking everybody's country's girlfriends because we have money. Yeah, and we flash it.
So my wife and I were talking about it, and we have 2 sons. My older son is going to be 5 soon. And the conversation started, and we started talking about how in Nigeria, this idea that once you have riches, no matter how you got it, you are accorded respect. Yes. Like you are an honorable, successful role model to society, even if you got it by stealing money.
And it's
right.
known.
So it's not about the process; it's just about the money that you have at the end of that process. And so we started saying to ourselves that, hey, when we're, bringing up our sons, it's not just about saying, did you get an A? Yeah. It's about celebrating the process, about saying, oh, I saw you sit down and do your homework. I saw you, invest the time or the energy so that we move away from this idea. This thing about it's just results that matter.
But do you know why results matter?
No, results do matter, but it shouldn't
in the
just
eyes of
be
people,
that.
like when Nigerian people see a rich man and they're like, wow, he's rich.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, well, you all know my antecedents online and all that. So,
I think everybody knows.
But in general, young people would look up to elders. It is natural, right? So someone is making it, somebody has money. It is not the duty of the people to castigate him and say, where did you get the money from? If all our security agencies, when there's a law in the land, this is one of the things we always mistake, when we do things in Nigeria, that we do mistakenly like. We have agreed as a people, and it is codified in our constitution, that there are certain things that we don't want. We don't want armed robbers. We embrace these things that we're talking about right now. These people that were saying we don't know how the equation and the result came about.
So here's a
question. How many people can
actually say something?
No, what I want to say is, yes, I kind of feel like we're here now because even if we start from this table, we need to correct that impression. We can.
Your industry.
We cannot.
Your former industry. Your industry is, like he said, is very complicit.
Yes, so we can't live in a society.
The culture for a very long time.
Industry is complicit.
So let me say something. We can't live in a society where, do you know what is happening, right? When I was growing up, the idea was if you leave school, you get a job, right? You work your way, then you decided to whether you want to do 9 to 5, you want to do your own thing. But there's a path that you want to go. Now, kids leave school and their parents buy them computer to join what they call the HKs from the family background.
Yeah.
Now, they have a lot of young girls who will tell you that they wouldn't date anyone unless they're doing Yahoo, for instance, right? Now, parents have kids who their boyfriends, who obviously don't have a 9 to 5 but have a job, buy cars and gift them. And we all pretend...
So 9 to 5, if you have a 9 to 5, it's fine. What I'm saying, not 9 to 5. Because me, I can prove to you on this table that the 9 to 5 jobs are the ones that are actually more criminal than the Yahoo job you're talking about.
I don't know the Yahoo job, but what I'm saying, before we get to prove what I'm saying,
I will prove it.
What I'm saying, like, is if
I'll prove it with numbers.
If as a society, right,
yes.
If we don't sit back and say that we need to look back, stop where we are, and reintroduce value in our society, it has to be us. If we keep saying that because the government, people in government,
I'm not saying
people like us, Banky,
I'm talking private
by the grace of
sector
God, will be in government next year.
I'm not in government, so don't put me in that.
Don't put me in that.
He was going to be in government and said no.
What I mean, like, if you get into government,
you
become, but I'm saying, if you get into government, you become part of this government that we are pointing at.
No, but I get you. Sorry, but is this realistic, though? This idea that we can... And I want to look at it on a macro level. This thing is deep inside the Nigerian psyche. I feel like a lot of Nigerians know the right things to do. So I guess my question is it doable for Nigeria to change its value?
What is happening in Ebuka is that...
I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's a long...
It's the poor Nigerians that keep this
country going. It's like decades of...
It's the poor Nigerians that keep the country going?
Yes.
The poor Nigerians
don't keep in the heart of poor Nigerians that keep this... Hey,
how do you mean? No, explain. I'm trying to understand.
You see, the fact that they've not bomb rushed all your homes, first of all.
Please, what is wrong?
Sorry, remember,
why did you say your?
Our homes. Okay,
no.
The fact that they've not bomb rushed our homes is the best sign.
What did I do?
Of the big love in their hearts.
No, but what did I do?
Our homes. I'm involved. I say our.
I'm not involved.
That's what you think. During NSAS, you see how the whole island neighborhood started to share food at their gate.
We actually did that.
I was the one that did that.
Yes.
I was one of the organizers. So, Ebuka, let me ask you a question. Is a man's worth in Nigeria tied to his income earning ability?
Yes.
Should it be?
No.
how do we move from one to the other?
That's the question I can answer, and it goes back to what Nobu was saying. I think we all know the right thing to do. Value systems need to change. I don't know that, because I was watching something recently. I even had to go on ChatGPT and ask how many billionaires are in the Scandinavian countries. Because a lot of these countries, Norway, Finland, they have the highest. They rank number one in everything: standard of living, level of happiness, and they do have billionaires, right? But there's something they're doing there about placing value on productivity over
Profits.
Which
Over
is what
profits.
which is what I was trying to say.
Not wealth,
Yeah.
profits.
Yeah. So they kind of found a balance between capitalism and socialism, but people find socialism very offensive, right? In Nigeria, I don't even know what we are. Because are we kleptocratic?
No, we are capitalists for the poor and socialists for the rich.
Yes, it's almost like kleptocracy doesn't even necessarily define what is happening here. And that's what's this value system, right? So the regular person, people are offended by Yahoo, and fraud, and I get it. But
Until your friend hits.
You
will be very offended.
I don't have friends that
Until your friend touch 50 million.
So my point being,
the
leaders cannot even change anything because the corruption, like Seun has said, is also heavy. So if you're telling me to stop doing Yahoo while you are
money laundering,
cleaning out the state coffers, why should I listen to you?
Because so the problem is this, right? Is if you continue at the pace that we're going, right? At some point, we'll all look back and find that we have no society.
But that's why we're having this conversation now.
That's what I'm saying. So
okay.
back in the day, right, in my village, if you donate money to the church and your source of income is unclear.
Seun had church and his body flinched.
Yeah.
I was thinking, why is the person donating money to church instead of the council of chiefs?
Seun does not like to hear church in his ear.
No, don't be upset. In my village, if you donate money to the church, right, and your source of income is unclear, the church will give back.
Do they still do it now?
They don't do it. That's what I'm saying. They don't do it anymore just because everybody's of this thinking to say, if the people at the top are doing this and nobody's questioning them, why should I be the one? And because that's how society goes by. Like in Lagos, for instance, we live in Lagos, right? Where we see people who come to church. Like, so somebody's made something, they bring money, they give to the church for something, and nobody says, oh no, we don't want this money, even though we know this money is not.
So here's my problem. My problem with where we're at in this conversation right now is that it's always very easy to sit down and point fingers at what's wrong. But if there's no, they say if you point your finger somewhere, the other fingers are pointing back at you. So where do we go from here? We know that as things stand, like Ebuka said, our self-worth and the way society sees men is tied to income, however you got it. The fact is, do you have it or do you not? So then, where do we go? Do we just stay here?
Well,
Before we get to the where do we go from here, I actually want to ask everybody, because you did ask me, do I feel like the biggest, what was the question again?
That do you feel like the self-worth, a man's worth
do you think that's
is
what
tied
it is?
to
Do you
his
think
income
it's
in
tied
Nigeria?
to money? In Nigeria?
Nigeria is
Yes.
income. Mostly, yes.
You agree as well? So now my question to you, I want to sort of get a ranking from all of you, starting with you, and we'll go this way, of where you feel the most pressure from. Family, because family pressure is crazy, right? There's an expectation. Some of you are first sons. You're a first son. I don't know if, are you a...
Last child.
Last child. Middle. Yeah. So there's that's
maybe I'm the one who has
pressure, sometimes from the sons to do certain things. Family pressure is there. Societal pressure is there. Spousal pressure. Everybody here is married. Yeah. Are you still?
What do you mean?
I just want to be sure now. We need to be, because this is the updates on the daily.
I'm still married for now.
Because this is
my current wife.
This is updates on the daily. So family, society, spouse.
Yeah.
And your guys. Because another thing I've noticed, before we get to the answer, it just came to me now. When you have a friend group, I don't know if you've noticed this, there's a hierarchy. And most times in Nigeria, it's based on who has the most money. He kind of dictates the vibe of the group. Where are we hanging out? Where are we going? Where are we going to have dinner? Which beer parlor are we going to? So there's that hierarchy, and the group, consciously or not, defers to the guy's opinion. Shehu might not be agreeing to that. But I want to get your ranking first.
I actually agree. Just that I'm laughing because
So
of
these are the things
of my friend.
But these are the things that boys don't talk about.
laughing.
But we never, guys don't say these things out. But we know it.
Yeah.
That guy is the person that, where would they go? Baba? Okay, where would they go now? Yeah. Because he's most likely going to pay. But what's your ranking? Family, spouse, society, friends.
So actually, for me, the biggest pressure is internal.
Oh.
I think that
But it's influenced by this.
But it's influenced by a mixing fusion of all of these factors. But ultimately, it's internal because whether it is from your upbringing in the family or in church or religion or whatever position, however you came up, there's that expectation that you have internally as a man to say, as a man, I have to be successful, I have to provide for my family, I have to be able to do X, Y, Z. And those things are different for everybody. But you do have that expectation of yourself. So when you have those seasons, because everybody has seasons where, most people have seasons where, it's doing great, and some seasons where it's, your eye they red small.
Yeah.
And in those seasons when, things are not flowing as well, I feel really bad about myself. It's not even that my family is putting pressure on me or my spouse or society or my friend group per se. It's just that internally you feel like, man, I should be doing better than I'm doing now. And if you happen to be married with children, that pressure is not because they're, your kids don't know the difference. Like, my sons just want me to be around. I can be a superhero just by showing up in the room. But I have the pressure for now. but I have the internal pressure of saying I need to make sure I have X, Y, Z, school fees, life, just a quality of life that I want them to have. It's coming from inside of me. So the factors change, but really the internal pressure is the worst. And the worst thing about it for guys is that we don't really talk about those things. So even when we get together, we may talk football, Arsenal, we may talk governments, but we don't sit down and say, guy, it's rare, I would say, that we will sit down and say, guy, I'm going through it, or I'm feeling anxiety, or I'm feeling under pressure, or, I can't really meet up. Unless, you have reached that point of no return where you actually have to reach out. And even that, for some guys, is a struggle because we've been taught that vulnerability is weakness. So if you are showing that side of you, you may feel like people may look down on you. So men tend to hold that in as much as possible. So that's my response.
For me, you're 100%.
I'm right or I'm wrong?
You're correct
Okay.
in that aspect of, we have to also ask where does that anxiety come from that we feel we have to be under these pressures, So me, generally, my friends and I, in fact, we compete for who is the poorest in the group.
Exactly what they say. You ever seen those memes about when guys meet guys? Chairman. Oh, no, Baba, you. You want to ask Baba the next person.
My guys, you can see them building estate like this. Oha is building 30 buildings in one place. Like it's his own, not even with bank.
You see Dabale for you.
From his pocket, you see telling his about how far.
Anything for the boys.
So, I'm among my own crew. I don't have that pressure.
But society though, because you have your surname is heavy. Do you feel any pressure?
No, because people feel it for me.
Who are the people?
I'm telling you, everybody is feeling the pressure for me. Like even in my music, people are on my music more than me. I'm like, I don't even have to stress. People stress on my behalf. Oh, his father's this, his father. I'm like, okay, thank you very much. I can just live my life while you help me handle this, part of the issue, So, family, my family.
Your last born.
And also the last place you can go in our family to ask for help is our family.
Why is that?
You don't want that.
Why?
Because they will ask you what you've been doing with yourself.
But that's pressure.
That you need help.
But that's the pressure then.
I know, but
so you have it at the back of your mind.
We're
that
just
you can't
not
go
raised that you can't. We know for a fact. Family is not the option to. And then people wanting to talk to other people with their problems. This is what therapy is for. Where's the mic camera I'm supposed to look for?
Do you go to therapy?
Where is the? Okay, I think this is my mic.
Do you go to therapy?
This is what therapy is for. Stop burdening your niggas with your problems.
Why?
No, but
I want to argue.
Leave your niggas alone and get a therapist.
I actually want to argue with that, but
Your niggas,
first.
let me finish, then you can say yours.
Okay.
Your niggas are not your therapists.
what are they for?
We have our own issues too. You can give us an outline.
This is the problem.
You can give us an outline.
An executive summary.
Both men and women, give us outline of your issue. If we know a solution, but don't put the burden on us, bruv. Go to a therapist, because first you need to sort that shit out within yourself, and when you come to us in a balanced way, we can find a solution. The way things work right now is without therapy.
Okay,
That is
so
because I will come back to that.
Don't say she'll just say your own. Okay, I'm saying
to my brother on the
Go to your
left.
therapist.
To my brother on the left, this is why we're having this particular conversation. Because we are trying to tell men, or Seun is trying to, sorry, not you. So a friend of mine is trying to tell men not to take their problem to their guys.
Go to a therapist.
So the
your
thing
guys
is,
are not qualified.
But the thing is, your guys are your therapist, and you should be able to listen to your guys when they have issues. I'll give an example, right? A friend of mine called me on Friday, and he said, I'm having issues with my wife because I have a nanny that every time I gift my nanny something, my wife steps in and be like, oh, you're doing too much. But to him, he's trying to make sure the person who is taking care of their child is well taken care of. The woman is saying, oh, you have to go through me. And I told him, oh, one of my friends went through, so he was like, oh, if I've known, I've spoken to you before now. I didn't know how to bring this up. But now they've spoken to me, I have a clearer understanding of what to do. He said he was thinking of going behind his wife to do the gift. And I said, no, you can't do that. But I have to make her understand that this gift is for the fact that this person is taking good care of your child. Now, the thing with people talking to other people is this. See, Ebuka is my guy, apart from being here, right? I would tell him, like, Ebuka came to my house. We're like, oh, we have a new baby. Or my wife is saying, oh, since we've been back, thank you.
Yeah,
Since we've been back.
In this economy,
Since we've been back, she's not in the mood to have a new person come into the house. But when she went upstairs, I told Ebuka and Cynthia, I was like, please, now help me beg Choma. Let's get a nanny, right? That was me telling Ebuka what my immediate issue is. Because I don't know how to.
Can I just say something?
Yes, please.
The issue with your friend and his wife is trust. That's your one advice won't solve anything.
No, but it did.
It will pop out in another area. I'm just saying.
Okay, what I'm saying, like, it did. So when Choma came downstairs, Ebuka made her know that there is need, if we need to get a nanny, we need to get it now. And the next day, she had someone. So what I'm saying is, like, your friends...
Relationship counselor.
Yes.
Well done, sir.
Your parents...
Well done, sir.
Your parents may not be able to help every single of your issue. And that's the reason why Nigerian men, right? If somebody died...
Power on the revenge.
So that's
You don't want you a little too much.
Like, you know, overseas, right? Someone can, if you lose someone, you can go to therapy or do something, right? In Nigeria, you lose someone, then you have to man up. They have to get money for the burial. Then after you paid for burial, you have to get back to working, and you have to make back the money you spent. Sometimes there's no room for you to really sit down and cry and be like, I don't feel like it today. Just because you're a man and you're expected to be strong. So to answer Ebuka's question, I think I agree with Banky, but to a large extent, the internal pressure isn't just internal, it's mostly family-oriented, because if you fail family, that is the biggest failure to some people. The outsiders don't really matter to me, if I'm being honest, right? As long as your family can come home and eat. I was telling someone, my kids can come home every day and know that regardless of what happens outside, they will sleep with AC. How the AC comes on, they might not really care. But if they take like the middle of the night, they'll be like, oh my God, it's hot. But for me, that have suffered before without AC, without generator, I know the pressure that I have to put myself through to be able to make sure they have a resemblance of a better life. So, yes. So sometimes it's the personal pressure is more or less related and intertwined with family pressure. Because society is neither here or there. I mean, if you buy a new car today, another person can buy another one tomorrow that's newer. So you might not be able to meet up. And in terms of, I want to do something funny. In terms of friendship, when we were all AB, we knew who had the most money. Yes, now.
Shaggy Diesel.
So we used to be in a crew.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And we knew who was...
It was gone, man.
And so Shegun is our older friend.
Yes.
And at the time, if Shegun says, where you did? We did come. Because we know that, first of all, he had the power
Yes.
with the money, but secondly, he was going to pay.
Yeah.
So if you are there,
And we couldn't leave him out. We can't leave him any place and go home. It's only when Shogun have left that you can go.
So I used to go home when I was.
but you know the funny thing is,
I don't believe in that.
but isn't that something that men don't talk about? But we'll get to that. I want to share a few things with you guys about the realness of this thing, of what we're going through in Nigeria. Nigeria leads Africa in sports betting.
We are the most. When we laugh about these things,
This
we
thing
are
is
so
real.
much.
You know this? No.
We do have the biggest population.
It's percentage per population.
Percentage per population,
Yeah,
yes.
the ratio. It says Nigeria at 78% of young men are betting. Followed by South Africa with
Did you
73%
say 78%?
Yes.
of young men.
That's a
Followed
lot.
by,
Wow.
I mean, young men polled, I guess.
Yeah.
South Africa 73, Ghana 73. So it's not like it's that, the difference is that crazy. But the point is, there's a betting epidemic. Why is there a betting epidemic? Because people are trying to make more
Poverty.
money.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you do a quick sort of poll of young Nigerians about what they think about a hush puppy, what do you think your response is? Do you think he was seen as a villain or a hero?
Are you asking me directly?
Yes.
Yes.
I think he's a hero.
Not to, you think he's a hero?
To some
Yeah, but
that
like,
have
so what do you
come
think the
from-
perception is?
Yeah, that have
What do you
come-
think is overwhelming?
that have. I think he's a hero to the overwhelming majority
Yes.
of young people that have come from nothing and do not see a way that their society is leading them to something, and see someone that has made something for himself from that situation.
Which goes back
I
to the whole
know charity also confuses the mind. You understand? When people are able to commit evil, but at the same time use the proceeds from that evil to grease the palms of
But
the
that's also
streets.
sort of the Nigerian way.
It's not Nigerian way, it's the Robin Hood. You know, when you
Oh, so we learned from them.
We learned already Robin Hood. We all grew up knowing who Robin Hood was.
Yeah.
Even though we don't know who Orunmila is. Everybody knows Robin Hood. You steal from the rich or you give to the poor. You know? So
People like that are heroes. Who are seen as heroes.
there's nothing heroic about the Robin Hood story.
No, but people like that are seen. That's why I said they're
Yeah,
seen
because
as.
it is capitalist orientation. Finish. That will make you, because they are robbing you. You too, you are being robbed daily by the big men in your society who are now telling you that, oh, they are robbing you to give you petrol. They are robbing you to give you school. They are robbing you to give you good roads. So, you know, they are robbing, but they are helping the poor. And that's why you see people that will be saying certain politicians in Nigeria are good people because they come and they do give away empowerment. All these stories. These are the Robin Hoods from the big level, you know. So the Robin Hood psyche, you know, story, you know, is embedded in our psyche.
I want to switch the conversation a bit.
Okay.
And to you, Noble, about, because I mentioned relationships and spouses and all of that. How do you feel about your wife earning more than you? Because for a lot of people, it's ego related, right? And the perception is men are the breadwinners.
Yeah.
Men are
So it's
supposed
always.
to provide. How would you feel? I don't know if she does, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, how would you feel if she did?
I want to say something funny, but I want to say I don't know how much of my earns, but I know. So a lot of people find it surprising when they find out my wife has a proper job and she's on a managerial level. She makes decisions. She's one of those people that say, "Oh no, let's circle back, let's do this," and all the rest of them. My wife's mom is a judge, so their dad was a minister in the old Eastern region. So she comes from a lineage of people who have been successful, who have done great things, who have been way successful in their life. But as a man, as a Nigerian man, right, I've told my wife the reason why it would be difficult for me to move overseas is like if we do move overseas now, she will have the quicker job to earn a lot more than me before I find my feet, right? Before I find my foot. And I don't know how I would take it,
it would
being
be hard for you.
sincerely speaking. Coming from the point where it feels like you are carrying a bigger load at home to going somewhere where you have to sit down with someone to say, oh, that the rent is due, how much are you bringing to the table, blah, 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 blah. So if I'm being honest, I don't want to lie and be like, oh, it's going to be the most comfortable thing. The Nigerian person, or the Nigerian-ness in me will find it difficult to live in a house where I feel like, not like I wouldn't accept it if that's the reality, but the thing is, the Nigerian has taught me as a man to constantly work hard, even if it's just 1% more than I'm earning.
So if she's earning more than you would have an issue with it?
I wouldn't have an issue. I might not have an issue that I would speak about it, but internally, I may be disturbed because I will feel...
It affects your ego.
Yes, it will affect my ego. I feel like I should be doing better.
Why you do like this, Nobu?
No, but it's the truth.
What's your opinion?
Please, so I can quit. Please.
So you're
In fact, if there's a woman out there that is watching this, that earns a lot of money,
On behalf of
sees
your
me,
wife, I resent this.
and you see this as a specimen you can take care of, get in my DMs. Get in my DMs. I'm giving my wife 20 years and opportunity to take care of me.
So would you be a sugar boy?
She's my girl, I hope you know. I'll call after this show.
Please call her.
No, she knows her husband. It's not a surprise.
If I find a woman that earns more than me, why do people like suffering like this? Why do you like to suffer? No, I don't understand. Why? You see, I think it's because people are capitalists. Yes, because as a capitalist, you know, what you earn, what you own. In fact, without ownership, you find no value in life. If you don't own something, and that's what is destroying Nigeria, you know. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about men.
So you're saying your ego is not affected in any way?
By money?
Yes.
No. My ego is not tied to money. Where my self-value is different from where money is. It's not
where is
financial.
it?
I don't want to tell you, so you now know my weakness. I'm mesmerizing and bamboozling everybody in Nigeria because they try the money weakness. They see that there's nothing there.
It's not working.
I can't give them the code. Because as African men, we must find a code outside of this Western code that has tied most of us down. You know.
So I did a random poll on Twitter.
I don't mind.
I don't know that I believe the answers. I had asked, what are your thoughts about women earning more than you? 6% said it's not right.
6% say it's not right.
15% said they are indifferent, but they find it weird. 56% said they are totally okay with it.
Really?
This is the new world.
I think
This is the new world.
I feel like I had a lot of Gen Zs.
Then
Let
I'm
me
a Gen
not
Z.
get about Gen Zs.
Am I a Gen Z?
And I'm not saying there are not people who don't care, because I don't care. But at the same time, I as much as I don't care, I also have never lived it.
So let's say Dochi
Right.
toast you now. Ebuka.
No, I
You know Dochi.
have a.
I know, I'm just saying hypothetical.
So listen to me what I was saying. I said I've never lived it. So I
That's
don't
what I'm
know
saying.
how.
So now,
So in my head, I feel like I'm okay with it, but I don't know how I would feel in the moment.
Can I ask a
I
question?
always think of how when I offend my
Yes,
wife.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Can I ask a question? So we're having this conversation about men and money, right? And since we're all married men here, I think this is a question I'd be interested to know. Joint accounts. What do you feel about saying, in other words, are you the kind of man that says, hey, my wife knows everything that I make, I know everything that she makes, we put it all in one pot and we operate from
There's
there?
no
Or do you say you have
Nigerian-
yours?
There's no Nigerian man that tells his wife everything he makes.
I do.
Actually, I tell
Every
my wife
single
everything
thing.
I
I
make.
do.
I tell my wife everything I make. She knows how much is in
I
the house.
retract that statement.
She knows.
Does she
so
know
that she doesn't go
everything?
and
She knows
misbehave.
Does-
So that she
same
doesn't go and misbehave. This is how much. This is exactly what we are worth. Don't go outside and start thinking you are married to Jay-Z and go and misbehave.
You know, that was one of the hardest things for me to open up about. when I got
No.
married.
She knows everything. I mean,
It was hard in the beginning
It took
for
me
us too.
years.
we make enough for her to be impressed, but not so much for her to go crazy.
You know, but Ebuka, what
It took me
you're
years to
saying,
get there.
Abi?
no, but
took me years to get there.
But what you're saying was the same
Because
trajectory.
I thought I
that-
was the anomaly.
No,
But this is because we don't talk.
yes.
So you think you are the exception.
Yeah.
A lot of us are the rule.
Yeah.
Because we actually don't have this conversation.
I'm happy with that 56% poll.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It's encouraging. That's if they are not
I didn't
lying.
believe it though.
Yes. That's if they are not lying.
I didn't believe it.
I don't think they are
You know,
lying.
you can
Why
see
would
the
they?
person.
Anonymous.
I kind of feel like,
No, on
I feel
Instagram,
like,
you're
yes.
not. They know I
Yeah.
can see them.
Yeah.
So for me and my wife, I think we
On
had the
Twitter,
same,
you are anonymous. On Instagram, you're not.
we had the same trajectory that you had, where in the beginning it was
no,
everybody's
it took
kind
me
of
a while-
hedging
it
their
took me a while to
positions.
unfold, yeah.
But then eventually we just said, listen, we're in this thing and we're all in, right? So there's no my money and your money is our money. So we know what is coming in.
No, it's still my money.
And we have we have access to it.
No, it's my money and your money.
We
So she
operate
just knows.
differently.
She doesn't
In the
have to-
African way, my money is my money, your money is your money. But everybody open. Let's see the old money. Fine.
No, I believe it's our money.
The only person that is our money is the children. The kids, it is their money.
I mean, ultimately, it's all
They have
theirs.
access to all the money, but
Yeah.
between the two of us,
You keep yours and she keeps hers.
what is in that your own bag? This is my own. Do you need anything from here? Okay, you don't need. Okay,
No, but
fine.
what do you think?
So, so for me, I like, you know how, so I have a working wife who makes money and I make money, and my upbringing is a bit different, where I, first of all, think about the ability to provide, right? And I always come from that thought to say, I want to be able to surprise, even when it seems like we don't have. So my wife is privy to some that we have. You get what I'm trying to say? But I also have some, just in case we need to do something urgently that she might have thought we couldn't do. I don't have a problem showing everything. I'm also of the school of thought that even like we talk about joint account, where I would tell Chamba that the problem I have with joint account is like, you're not going to ask me to bring 400 where you're bringing 100. If you want to have a proper joint account, let's do 400 or maybe do 1M. So it can be, because I have an account, I'm doing 1M, you're doing
Is that possible?
100. No, but no, like, that's what I'm saying. Say, if we're going to come with equity, you get what I'm trying to say to you? Like, your hands have to be like very clean. Come meet me. But the thing is, I don't have a problem with people showing everything that they've got.
But can I ask you a question
Yes,
about
please.
that? Sorry. Aren't there seasons where that fluctuates, right? So where if you say, okay, we're bringing 400, there's a season where maybe you do a few contracts or something and you have,
And have a lot more. That's what I'm trying to say.
And then there are times when you have a lot less.
Yeah, so when you have a lot more is the more that goes into the one that if we don't have enough for the joint account to carry, the more can come to cover that. Because the thing is, living in this society where they said it's not like a right thing when they say that it feel like everybody is one sickness away from bankruptcy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's where it feels like, sometimes you might have this money or this amount of money and something comes. That's not, in Igbo land, that's not for could be a robber. It means that when you see something that bigger than your farmland, you say your yam ban just so you can buy it. You know, that kind of thing. So
I mean, you lost me on
let me explain to you, right? In Igbo land, when you're a farmer,
The young one is like
is the highest.
It's a sign of wealth.
Okay. Wealth.
Okay.
But
Traditionally.
Yes,
How
traditionally.
many yams do you have in your barn?
Stop.
Okay,
The barn.
okay, okay.
But then some things will come as problem that you have to sell that
Yams.
to
Okay.
be able to
Okay.
cater for that. So sometimes that money is your yam ban that you put
Got it.
aside. So,
Okay.
but the thing that I'm open as long as everybody's coming. I'm not trying to say my wife is not going to come with clean hands, but what I'm saying is sometimes just because of how Nigerian is.
So you do feel a need to kind of withhold some or keep some to yourself or not
keep
really
some for the family, but
for the
just
family.
available for when there's an emergency. Just so.
So what's wrong with having an emergency fund together?
I mean, I haven't tried it. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't like, I don't know who have tried it, how it has worked for them. You know what I'm trying to say? I just feel like the joint account already is an emergency as it is. The other one is the emergency that tops the emergency. Does that make sense to you? So there's emergency that tops an emergency. There's emergency that comes with, let me give you an example. There's emergency that come with your brother's wife.
God forbid. I
No,
reject
no,
it.
no, your brother's wife has
It's
given
an example.
Sorry.
Your brother's
Carry
wife
on.
have given birth.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? And I'm not trying to say.
Oh no, we don't say God forbid.
No, that's a,
We welcome
and
that.
I'm not saying yes. So I'm not saying that
Yeah,
you
no,
can't
I
take money
get
from
you,
the
I
joint
get you.
account to give to your brother. I'm not saying like I want my wife, regardless of what, to have money that she can use to solve her own family problems without making it look like she has to come to our joint account to take money.
That's interesting.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? I don't want everything to feel, because I mean we're humans. Like it can't be every day. Your mother wants to go to to Germany, you take money from the account to buy her ticket. Next December, oh, your sister just gave birth. You want to take money from the joint account. I want a situation whereby, even as much as we have a joint account, let's
And do
also
things you want to do in your...
that as long as you're not building another family outside of your home, but just have things to take care of the things that don't necessarily have to be the problem of your immediate family. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that way,
Nobody's not telling us that. don't trust a woman too much that you show her your money.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Like
Is it what you're saying? No, that's not what
in like 1 million words.
No, what I'm saying.
Trust her, but not too much that you,
No. Banky, let me give you an example. Like, let me give you an example. In my family, right? My wife, there are 3 girls.
Yeah.
My wife, her sister who lives in America, her other sister who lives in Canada.
Yeah.
In our own family, we're 5. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even when we start to give to every other sibling, she has
more.
less people to give.
Oh,
I have more people to give, right? I don't want a joint account to look like my family
Every time
is
you're
always
taking withdrawal.
taking.
Right.
But she's taking less. And we're humans, whether we like it or not.
But don't you have a personal account, Seun?
I do.
Outside of your joint, do you have a joint account?
No. My money is my money.
So why are you not? What are you talking about?
No.
Your money is your money.
Nobu's position that he doesn't let his wife know everything that he has.
What's your own position? She knows, but she cannot touch it.
No, she can touch it.
But in your accounts,
Is it my
doesn't have
account?
access to it.
She can ask.
That's not her touching it. That's her asking.
Yes,
A
but
joint account means she has access.
she has my
and she can
bank
touch.
password.
So why don't you have a
She
joint
has
account?
the code
Why
of
don't you have
the
a joint
account.
account?
What is the joint account necessary for?
Because she has access to spending on things that she can't afford with her own money.
She can spend it. She
How?
has my access to
She
the
has to
account.
always come to you.
She has direct access. She has the code. Have you forgotten that bank these days online?
So she has your.
She has my password.
So
has the bank.
she basically can operate it like a
She
joint
can
account.
operate it.
Oh, she can operate your account.
operate it independently of you.
if she wants.
So why don't you have a joint account?
But do you operate her own bank account?
No.
That's
No.
It's
Why
not
is
joint
that?
account.
Because there's no money inside.
Oh, gosh.
I've told you people this thing before. If my wife was rich, I would not be working. How much does she have? Not that she. Let's.
No, wait,
She makes money.
Okay,
you know.
yes.
She does all the arcade
Mr.
training.
Kuti.
Yes.
She
But it's not.
But what am I going to do with that kind of money?
Yeah.
If I enter my wife's account once,
It's over.
she will complain. There will be a family issue. She will complain. Our account is not for everyone.
If she
Her
made.
account is for actually those rainy days that you're talking about. When I'm not around, or I'm in between, so I'm planning a tour. I don't want to spend extra money. I'm like, please. Okay, she can go and do stuff for herself. Like she's fine. I know like she's fine. She can do stuff for herself, but not for me to go and now start jumping into her account and stuff like that. Nah.
And also, like, I have to
But
put it
she's free.
I have to put it on record that I have a very honest wife. Chuma comes back, like, when we go on holiday, she'll come back and say, oh, we have like 3K left
Oh, very lucky.
that we didn't
man.
spend. So, yeah.
My wife, even though she has it left, she will spend it. She must spend it. It's for spending. We have budgeted the money for spending.
Who was it that said money that you do not spend? What did he say?
Money that you not spend is not your own.
It's not your own. Something like
that. That was
that.
Femi Otedola.
Yes,
Recently.
Who?
Femi Otedola.
What?
I mean,
it
is what it is.
Even to a hard oil license, I'm telling you such parables.
Parables and metaphors.
By the thousands.
Money that you not spend is not.
It's not your own.
So does that mean money I spend is my own?
Yes.
We'll have
That's your
to get
only
him on
money.
the show because
That's your only money.
That's beyond my
the money
sack
you have
bucket.
spent. That's your only money.
So, but if it's not my money, but I spent it, it's still my own.
Yes, it's your own. Especially in
If I steal
Nigeria.
money and spend it, is mine.
In Nigerian lingua, any
I'm
money
not
you
saying
have
that's what
spent-
he said, though. But
No,
I'm just trying
I just
to.
say in Nigerian lingua, money that you have spent is yours. Who can hold you?
we can get him on the show to talk about it.
We should actually. I want to talk about your industry, Seun, and formerly Banky W.
Yes, formally.
It's W. You guys have been very guilty of, the kind of lyrics you spin. If you don't get money, hide your face.
No, I'll not accept.
You don't accept the lyric
I
or being
don't
a part of
accept
that line.
that you are putting me up.
You are an artist
Yes, I am.
in Nigeria.
There are
Yes.
artists
These are
who have
It's
Nigerians.
like saying I'm a
Please
military
speak.
man. Even in military, there's Navy, Air Force.
If I say military, it encompasses all of them.
But even in that,
I'm not going to answer looking for genres and
You better start.
Ebuka.
you are one of these.
You better start.
Ebuka say there are artists who have.
Not only do I not participate in such lyric writing,
But Nigerian music has, for the longest time, whether we like it or not, without naming names, or if you want to name names, propagated.
somebody wrote those. Somebody sang those words you just said. So you name names.
No, I named that one.
Eh.
But there's been a culture of how much do you have? I've lost count of how many lyrics I've heard about Lamborghini Ferrari,
Yes,
Rolex, It's about the material things.
More
right?
Hennessy.
And that's why I was asking about ranking of the pressure.
Wait, let's hear him. Let's hear him out.
I was asking about the ranking of the pressure, right? Because a lot of pressure also comes from, I guess that's the culture with music comes packaged as societal pressure as well. And today, a lot of young people who are going through this money pressure is because of the kind of music videos they see, the kind of lyrics they hear, what they see on social media. Maybe you don't sing. Your lyrics might be different. But I don't know what kind of conversations we have with your colleagues. And they are your colleagues, whether you like it or not. And what this
Some of them are even my friends.
What this has sort of done to the psyche of young people.
Okay. Do you want to take
No, go first and then I'll go.
You know that
I think you should go.
every artist can only make music. The distance that music travels is based on
The audience.
not just the audience, but those with the access to the audience.
Okay, yes.
In society, the music that is disseminated has nothing to do with the artist. It has everything to do with those that are the masters of that society. Every society determines how and what they want to disseminate to their people. It is not a coincidence that Fela is the greatest musician in Nigeria, as we all say. How many times do they play Fela's music on the radio? So there are factors that determine what kind of music, what kind of lyrics, the escapism that is sold to Nigerian people. It has nothing to do with the artist. Let's all be honest here. The artist has, because the same people that disseminate this hide money, matter, whatever, money, girls, ass, cars, the Lamborghini, you can't tell me that is 100% of the music that is made in Nigeria. I know many artists that don't make this kind of music, and they don't get the support, the push, the visibility, because there are certain people that determine, right, what society is fed. So to blame this on our industry as a thing that, no, that's not the thing.
You will not have that.
Yeah, because you act as if Nigerian people are fed the variety of what they have, and then they choose this. This is not the case.
Let me flip the question to you. Do you think religion and pastors are more complicit?
I think that there's definitely a level of being complicit in it for religion and for pastors. I think that when you start getting to a stage where you watch, this is me personally, where you watch certain videos and you see these ostentatious displays of wealth from people who are on the pulpit, I think we've lost our way. I also think that in the same vein, Seun was talking about how this is not the entirety of the music that is made. I think this is not the entirety of the pastorate or the spiritual leadership.
Exactly.
So I think it's
true.
like let's be measured in the way that we look at these things, because not every musician makes the same kind of song. Not every pastor behaves a certain type of way, but it does exist. I also think, because I guess I've played in all of these worlds, right? So I think even from a music perspective, the word escapism, people are really suffering, and sometimes they do need to celebrate their way out of that mental state, that sunken place. And so they will sing songs about, being successful or whatever the case may be.
Fantasy.
Because it just gives them a temporary escape from the suffering that they're going through. In the same vein, there are songs that are motivational and saying, this year, Victor Thompson has a song, this year, it's going to be okay for me, my money, testimony, my life is good, And so sometimes those songs are escapes, sometimes those songs are prayers, sometimes they're pleas to say, I really need to get out of this. And I think the same thing goes with the church. I think there are pastors who have used the church as a way to, generate wealth for themselves, and they are not shy. And they're not shy about showing it. But there are some pastors who are genuinely there to serve the needs of the people, and they're there to help. And I think it's unfair. I get uncomfortable when we make generalistic statements, just the same way he tried to make a demarcation to say this is not the entirety of music that's being made. I think it's only fair to say that in the same vein, not everybody who's a spiritual leader or occupies that position of authority should be put under the same blanket, because it's not fair.
And we must understand that society is led by its examples. So every society has its example. Example for success, Otedola, Dangote, example for fame, Bonga, whiskey. We have every society creates their examples. And we must understand that those people that support the status quo, right, have certain messages that they need people to embrace. And they are the ones that embrace this mainstream message that they project upon the people. You understand? So it's a vicious circle that feeds itself, you know, thereby excluding the voices that do not agree with it. So we live in a society where the politicians, through the bankers and the corporations, who bring in the artists and the influencers through endorsements and all of that, to share a certain message that feeds that loop, right? And then majority of the platforms we have that reach our people are already bought by the people in this loop, be it the newspapers, the radios, the TVs, and then the endorsements that bring in the influencers and the artists and the actors and the journalists, because we all know that media cannot exist without advertisement. So through advert, they bring in the media into this loop, you know, so they have the message that this loop continually feeds. You understand? But it doesn't mean that there's nothing outside of that, even though it is more difficult to find, more excluded from the mainstream message. So, in a way, we must ask ourselves the question, how do we free ourselves from this loop?
So I want to pivot to this religious conversation, because religion is very heavy with Nigerians. Nigerians go to church, go to the mosque.
We define money.
I don't know how many you people are traditional.
Now we plenty pass.
Traditional worshippers.
Sekou said Africa is 50% Christian, 50% Muslim, 100% traditional.
Still, that's another conversation.
Facts.
But I wanted to talk about this idea, and it's one of the most talked about things in Christianity, about the man is meant to provide. And it's fed a lot to congregations, you know. And whether we like it or not, men go home with that in mind, knowing that this is my duty.
There's a Bible verse.
Which is why when I even asked the question about, so where your wife earning more than you, how are you comfortable with it? And I was surprised by the polling as well. I don't know if people, maybe it's what people really feel. But the fact is that it's what we are fed by religion, to a large extent, that, you know, it's your duty to provide whether you like it or not. And I see all this conversation on Twitter a lot now these days. Half the time you log into Twitter now, there's a debate about when you go on date, who's paying? Who should pay? Should it be 50-50? Is the man's duty? Blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what that does, but it's a thing. And I wanted to come to you because you're a man of faith.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're a pastor, but you're a man of faith.
I am a pastor.
And why do you feel that the church of religion is complicit in fueling this men have to make money?
Okay, so one of the verses that people will typically point to when this topic comes...
A man that cannot provide is worse than an infidel.
yes, actually, you know the verse. Yes. So 1 Timothy 5:8 says, but if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
Jesus Christ.
Now, those are harsh words, but I think the challenge when you're looking at scripture is you have to not just take one verse. You have to take the entire context of what the scripture is saying. You have to take the subtext of what was going on at the time. So the problem is when people take one verse, because you can make the Bible say whatever you want it to say.
Yeah.
Even in the Bible, the devil quotes the Bible. So it's taking one verse and saying, well, the Bible says you're an infidel if you don't have money is a very terrible way of looking at it. This verse, if you take it out of context, it says if you don't have money, if a man doesn't have money to provide for his household, he's worse than an infidel. But the context is that Paul was writing to Timothy, who was leading a church. And he was addressing specific situations that were coming up. And so the question came up of, don't use your Christianity as a reason to ignore your community or your family. So they were, actually this chapter is talking about widows and how, if you have a widow in your family, care for her. Don't use the church as an excuse to say, well, sorry, I'm busy. I'm busy, or I'm working for the church, I'm working for God, so the person that's in my family who needs my help, I'll blank them because true spirituality, true Christianity is not just about your relationship with God, it's also about your relationship with people.
Why then is that the more popular interpretation?
Because people will always take it's cognitive dissonance. Yeah. It's taking the interpretation that suits your narrative, as opposed to saying, let's look at the whole context of what this is saying and draw what the real meaning is. The real meaning is what the scripture is really trying to say. So this infidel verse that people have used over and over again is actually Paul saying, which any decent spiritual leader will tell you, don't say you are coming to serve God or you are coming to do this, do that. Meanwhile, you have people in your family who need help and you're saying, I beg, I don't have time for that. That's actually what that verse was saying. So he's saying, if that is your disposition, where you are choosing neglect of your own family, your own household, because you are saying you are doing Christianity or anything, then you are worse than an infidel. And that I agree with. It's not saying if you don't have the ability to earn, or if you have come upon hard times, or whatever the case may be.
So I guess my point is still valid.
Okay.
And I'm Catholic, I go to church, so let nobody think I'm not religious here.
Why do you have to say that?
My point, because people might, because in the
world they are violent. I know. You are protecting yourself. I know.
Thank you.
That's right. I understand.
Because back to what he's saying, people don't see context anymore. People take you literally.
It's unfortunate.
So you need to also let people understand that my words are not coming from a place of wherever you're thinking.
Well, me, I have a big problem with this.
But my point is,
see, you just quoted.
My point is how religion has become sort of a weapon.
Yeah.
And from what you're saying, a lot of people are deliberately misinterpreting this verse without context. And it's fueling it. So my point is still valid. Religion is fueling it.
Well, first of all, religion has fueled a lot of atrocities in the history of the world. Most wars, I could be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong, most wars have, or a lot of wars, I should say, have another tone of some kind of religious. So I'm not here to absolve religion. What I am saying is that when we're talking about scripture, what it should be is what I've explained. Now, what it actually is the reality of life, is that people will take something either out of intentional manipulation or out of just pure ignorance. So people take things because they just don't know, and they don't take the time to study and to unpack things for themselves. And just, you hear something quoted once, like I'm not sure, but Nobu, let me ask you.
Yeah.
You know the verse.
Yes.
Have you ever read the chapter?
No.
Have you ever read the book?
No.
But you know the verse.
I know the verse.
So, exactly, but you've never read the chapter, you've never read the book. So when we restrict ourselves to just regurgitating what you've already heard, and you don't take the time to research it and understand the context and really draw out the meaning for yourself, then it's possible that you will get into trouble because you're going with somebody's interpretation of what was written as opposed to saying, let me understand what actually was going on myself. Because you can make scripture, you can make the Bible say anything that you want it to say if you take any verse out of context. I mean, that's just the point I'm trying.
I also don't think that this verse is also the only problem. So have you also noticed that, let's even talk about marriage as regards Christianity or whatnot, where it feels like a lot of men do not get married until they've made it.
Yeah.
Also because
that's a good point. That's almost an epidemic.
Yeah, also on the backbone of this not being able to provide. And sometimes men that do get married at that time when they think they cannot provide end up not marrying the type of wife that they would have loved to marry. So sometimes you find men, when they make money, they decide to go for the type of woman that they think that they deserve. That's
interesting.
That's why you find a lot of people will say, how is your wife? We just manage. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because
but what if they're just managing?
No, I'm saying, like, because at that point in time, he feels like he's at the point where he's not necessarily like doing the kind of thing, and it's a thing. So young men,
But that's a problem with a man's mindset.
because he's
Right.
been saying, because he does not want to be an infidel. So he waits until...
Why doesn't he want to be an infidel?
Based on what the Bible says.
Because when we Africans forget that when they say infidel in the Bible, it is us they speak of.
Who are us?
Us, like,
Hey, Seun has gone there.
I am telling you,
Banks,
the
we
Muslim
have
is
to
not
on
an
this.
infidel in the real eyes of Christianity.
It's
Because
black people.
he's a man of the book. He's the descendant of
Where
Abraham.
does the Bible say it's black people that are infidel?
Infidel is the black man.
How? Where does it say that?
Where does it say that, Chief?
Does he have to say that? Okay,
Yes.
okay, wait.
Where does it say that?
Let's calm down.
I'm calm.
Who is an
I'm actually
infidel?
very
Who is
calm.
an infidel?
The person who cannot
Do you
provide.
think it is you that now has accepted Christianity or that know Abrahamic books? The infidels were those of the world without the word.
You need to take back.
And at that
Seun,
time,
you're
the
you're
people
really
in the
sure.
world
Take back. You are
without
An infidel.
Really?
Seun. An infidel
Yes.
is a person who disbelieves
Exactly.
or lacks faith
Exactly.
in a particular religion.
Exactly.
Has nothing to do
So
with
when a Christian and a Muslim says infidel,
someone who doesn't believe
when
in
they
what
were writing those books,
Regardless
do
of
you
race.
know the people that were ruling the world
Sorry.
were you and you were an infidel to them because you
Seun.
didn't believe in those things?
often used to refer to non-believers or those with different faith.
Exactly, like Africans.
There's no...
We had different faith. Were you Christians when you were born? How do you say? Well,
I was born a
Africans.
Christian.
So when I say when you were born, when we as Africans came into consciousness, we were not Christians or Muslims. You became a Christian or Muslim by force.
This is about men among you.
I told you.
At the time,
About men among you.
I said, take back your show.
These men,
This is about men among
Take
you.
back your show.
you know
Let's
what?
not deviate.
The good thing
Let me
is that
explain- let
it
me-
is Christianity and Islam that gave men all the money.
Hold on.
In
Can I-
Africa, the
Seun,
money was
Seun,
with
Seun,
the
Seun, can I
woman.
say something?
Let
Let
me make this thing make sense now because I don't want us to deviate. I
Because
want
I've
to bring,
gone off now. We're on
exactly,
another
I've gone
argument.
off. And I want to bring it back to the whole money conversation because he made an allegation there that Christianity and Islam
Yeah, took the money from African women.
made it about money.
They
from
took
men.
the money
And from what
from
he's
African
explained,
women.
with what he has on his hands, a lot of the gods were female. But a lot of the gods also talk more about knowledge and
I say name a
divinity.
female
And I'm even trying to think about
female angel
Igbo culture now, which
or
I'm
female priest
which I'm kind
from
of
the
aware
Bible
of.
or Quran.
Whether it's Amadi or
I'm showing you female gods.
Make
here.
I talk.
Show me female priest. I don't even want
It's not about female now. We're talking about money. Shehu.
priest.
Oh,
Not
I
even
will break this
angel.
microphone. Shehu, listen to me.
The
Listen.
money is in God.
Listen to me, the point I'm trying to make. And I want to understand, because I'm trying to understand what role religion has played and how we can fix that, right? I don't know a lot of the Yoruba gods, but a lot of what you've explained here is around sort of divinity, strength,
Yeah.
knowledge. And I'm trying to think back, maybe I need to Google, but I'm trying to think back a lot of the Igbo gods that I know, whether it's Amadioha, Idemili, Ikenga. It's a lot about strength, knowledge. There's a god of the sun, Anyanwu. We have all of these gods. But even with Christianity, I don't know that there's any passage that I remember clearly that talks about wealth. But there's an allegation around what Christianity is doing to sort of propagate this gospel of prosperity,
Okay.
right? So maybe he might have a point in saying that if religion was kept traditional, maybe we're just living a simple life.
In my family, for example,
okay.
Especially the Protestant side of things.
when they say the first
Where
woman
this-
to drive a car is a woman, the first woman to drive a car is
It's your
So my point
grandma.
is,
I know.
you know, we have
I know.
the church has been accused a lot. And we've adopted this American-style Protestant, flamboyance, you wear a flashy suit, you buy private jets. And all these things are sort of ingrained in. You also want to be the highest donor at the church harvest because, that gets
But
you the front
again,
seat.
so
Do you
again,
think those
but
are fair allegations?
I think that
of
they
what it has done to
I
men?
think that they are fair allegations in certain regards.
Yeah.
I have a problem when we make generalistic statements. And that, I think, is...
Of course, we're speaking
that's-
generally, which is wrong, but I get you.
But I think that therein lies
That's the
the
danger.
problem because you don't say, because there were doctors who were bad or are guilty of abuse, then I'm never going to go to a doctor, all hospitals are evil, or whatever the case may be, right? You have bad teachers and good teachers. They're in the same secondary school. I have teachers that I loved who were instrumental in making me the person I became. I had teachers who were abusive. Everybody has that story. In the same families, there's always, one or two people that have brain touch. So I don't think that it's fair when we make generalistic statements and say, because I've seen evidence of this here, then everybody is guilty of this thing. The prosperity gospel is false, is corrupted. The poverty gospel is also false and corrupted. That the idea that, you are just meant to be poor, wait until you die, and just submit to everything and just wait, yes. That's also false. What the gospel really says is that God will provide all of your needs. God will bless you enough for you to be a blessing. That's the promise. The promise is not we're all meant to be Dangote and Otedola. And it's also not that we're all supposed to sleep under the bridge. It's a gospel of provision, not prosperity and not poverty. Now, there is a segment of the church that has taken that and abused it. And I know, and those allegations are true. And I don't like them either. But I also don't like when we take that, those evidence, the evidence that we do have of corruption and allegation. Just like what you said about the music business. You and your people, all of you are, it's an unfair statement. And I think that as intellectual, intelligent, eloquent people, we have to be reasonable enough to say that within this field, there are some really good things and there are some bad things. Regardless of your belief system, I think that's only fair. And that's my pushback.
Do you think our parents had it easier making money? Because I see that narrative a lot. These people bought houses for 9,000 naira.
I don't.
These days, there's a belief that the bar is different, right? The global economy is shattered.
No.
The pressure is different.
People that enjoyed public free education are making it expensive and unreachable and unattainable for other people. So that answers that question.
So he said, do you think that in our parents' time it was easier to
I think our parents had it easier.
Free
and our
healthcare,
parents had
free education, free housing. How many civil servants had to pay house money?
Yeah. And also another thing you have to add to that was, regardless of how we look at it, right? Social media plays a huge role on the type of pressure that we feel, right? So our parents may have been compared at village meetings. Or
the guy down the street.
Or the guy down the street.
Now you can be compared with somebody halfway across the world
who don't even know you.
Yeah.
The comparison comes from someone saying, you can't talk. You've been in the music industry for 10 years, you don't have a hit. Right? Regardless of what your circumstances are. So one of some of the difference is we are being judged on a larger scale world over. There's no gate. You come from America to look at Nigerian Instagram, there's no gate to cross. There's no place to pay to know who is successful or who is not successful. And even now, that's why a lot of people, some people have even think their success is tied to the number of likes they get on posts. So some people have taken the likes out of their posts. So
fame is a drug.
That I'm trying to say. So that way people don't see...
Attention is a drug.
Don't see whether they're getting more likes or more views or whatnot. So the thing is, there's a social media pressure, there's a societal pressure that comes with being able to sort of...
I think that's even a good... Yeah, I do. I think we'll come to that, but I think that's a good point because it's not even just the social media pressure of money. It's also the social media pressure of beauty.
Yes.
It's also the social media pressure of romance, right? So before, your circle of where you could go and look for the woman you want to talk to was, if it's not your school or your office or your community, you were limited. Now, you can look halfway across the world and see a woman there who is a pie-in-the-sky dream that you have no opportunity to get up and go and even talk to. You have unrealistic, airbrushed, filtered standards of beauty. So women, I saw a story online once about a girl who put herself under so much pressure that she killed herself because of this unrealistic expectation of what beauty is supposed to be. And you're looking at somebody's airbrushed, filtered
and then when you now finally get
image.
this babe, she's now sending you constant rules of proposal ideas.
Then I say, yeah.
You
Where you could have just proposed in your parlor.
So even
Like, oh, this will be cute.
even the outlook of things, where like how people like back in the day, where if your living room should look like your living room, and you're okay with that. But now, as a man, you can send a picture of how your living room is that you're comfortable in, and somebody comes to the comment section to tell you how Banky W's living room looks.
Yeah.
And you guys have been.
I guess the consensus is that our parents had it easier.
Yes.
Do we have it easier than Gen Zs? Because you're all millennials.
We have it easier than Gen Zs.
Yeah. I think Gen Zs have it really, the world, we've destroyed the world for them. They have to come into climate change.
I don't know.
We have to use we.
Ebuka, free this we.
It has to be we. Because if you don't we it, you cannot see yourself as part of the solution.
Banks, Seun, there's a bit of difference here and there, where with the Gen Zs, right? So
they have to do with climate change.
No, but
that is the part. That is
alone. That ends the argument.
I'm talking more on the money pressure side of things.
By the time that they get to our age, they won't be able to think about money.
No, but Seun, you have to also understand.
That's the funny thing.
The Gen Z's advantage is a lot of them got the advantage of working from home, so they can do multiple jobs in order to earn, right? So
Bro, how is that an advantage?
No, there's an advantage. So let me explain to you what I mean by that, right?
I don't know if I would say a lot of them.
No, I said no. I wouldn't say. See,
I wouldn't say a lot of them.
There is an option.
Banks in our own
It's an
time.
option for some.
I'm saying, banks in our own
But
time,
not in
right?
certain
Banks,
industries.
in our own time, if you have a job, you're going to that job Monday through Friday.
But even
Saturday.
that's becoming more and more companies are
I'm
insisting
talking
on that.
about what was available at our own time at the time we get into the industry.
Right.
Not what we cannot do. I mean, some of our parents are working from home, even though they're not Gen Zs. But what I'm trying to say, are the things that is available, the tools that they have.
Yeah.
Right. So now, Ebuka asked about Igbo female gods. I have never thought about that. But it took me
Googling.
ChatGPT to know about 6 female Igbo gods.
You're an Igbo man.
No, I'm giving myself like I'm a Christian. I know.
ChatGPT told you.
No, I'm a Christian. So Seun, I respect your religion.
I always know we game million.
I know you're Jesus.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know the Ani. So the Igbo
I'm a
people,
Yoruba man and I know you're Jesus. I'm just saying. Just say.
But you know what I'm trying to say? So the thing, like, see, they have more tools to be successful. They have more tools.
So are you saying then that Gen Z has it easier because they have more tools?
No, I cannot say they're more empowered than us.
But it's also a different world.
I get
Empowered
that.
how though?
No, but I'm saying like the tools to be able to navigate the world. We didn't have as much.
You think so?
Yeah. We didn't have as much.
But isn't the pressure heightened?
No, see,
You're just talking right now about how social media, which is this great tool you think that they have, is more of a hindrance.
No, I said it's a measured thing. But what I'm saying, like, but see,
There's no time you said that. Your point here was that social media puts you under more pressure.
Right. That is what we
That
just
was
said.
your
That's what I
point.
said.
So how can it be a tool? Wait, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
How is it a tool for them if it's putting everybody under pressure?
It's a tool for them because if with the social media, you can be here in your house in Okokomaiko and do a campaign for St. John.
Yes, but that is only a few of us that can achieve that.
I'm not talking about majority. I'm just saying like
But what about the majority?
No, but even the social media is not even a pressure on every single person. The people who don't care about it. So it's either narrow there for every single. But what I'm saying is like I'm not trying to say they have it
Talk
easier,
about the majority,
but they have
because
tools.
that's what matters.
They have the tools to be able to navigate certain things in terms of knowledge and being able to do different things.
I want us to sort of wrap this up with 2 questions. First question I want to ask is, because there's an Igbo saying, Akunesiobike, basically means wealth or money makes you more confident. Do you think when you're broke or when you are not as buoyant, do you
Like that
feel
word, buoyant.
it's a very,
It's a word that...
do you feel any less of a man? I do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Absolutely.
Why not?
I don't feel less of a man. I feel really bad about about where I'm at. I feel really bad about
I feel like he hurts my ego.
It does hurt my ego.
Let's discuss this.
That's the truth.
A lot of masculinity is tied to
Who is a man?
your
What do we
ego.
know as man? This man thing. Maybe we
Okay,
should
tell us, what do you think,
discuss this first.
what's your definition
Because
of... let me rephrase it. What's the definition of masculinity?
Yeah, exactly, because I think we are so embedded in the Western...
So it's the words that we're using.
Yeah, in the Western idea, what
is yours?
You know, how you dress, what you make. Masculinity is protecting your society.
How do you protect your society?
In any way your society demands of you.
How?
I don't know, but how do you stand up for your
So that's
society?
what is your idea of protection?
You are the protector.
What is your idea of protection in 2025
It
as
depends
a
on
guy?
what your society needs. For me, right now, our society needs to be free. Men in Nigeria are those people working for the liberation of the Nigerian people from our oppression.
So for you and our protection, do you feel... so I want to ask you a direct
those
question.
working for the liberation of our people from oppression
Sure, I want to ask
right
you-
now are those protecting the society.
I want to ask you a question directly.
Because
I want
many people think
have you ever...
dressing up, I'm coming, is man.
Wait, let's not go to what many people think.
No,
I want to ask you a
the real
direct question.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm asking about what money does to your ego. For you say money does nothing to your ego. But for you, masculinity is about protection and what you're doing to liberate.
Protecting your society.
Do you believe that you might be talking from a place of privilege, whether you like it or not? Let me finish.
Yes, I agree. No,
with the kind of
actually agree.
surname you have,
Yeah.
you don't need money to be able to speak up on certain things. Whereas the guy you feel needs to speak up can't because he's not a Kuti.
No, I don't feel that guy needs to speak up.
Okay. So how does that guy now fight for liberation? What is that person's idea of protection?
Exactly. His idea of liberation is organizing in his own community.
In what way?
In any way.
He also lives in a community where he can't speak up because he doesn't have money. Nobody's going to listen to him. Nobody's going to listen to him.
That means he's trying to organize among those that are his opposites. You organize with like minds.
Like minds will also only listen to...
Listen.
This we just talk here about the hierarchy in friendships.
Listen to me. I am organizing in Nigeria. I am organizing in this country. I have been to Banky's house to organize with you. Have I not been to your house?
You are a Kuti
Did I come with all my books?
You are an Anikulapo-Kuti.
No, this is because I know Banky. It doesn't have to do with my surname. And also, I don't mind. Nothing comes from nothing. Fela is only Fela because he's Fumilayo's son.
Yes.
Finish.
Okay, but still...
So, I'm saying...
The added more to it.
Nothing comes from nothing. Yes, so I don't mind. You organize in the capacity that you can organize. I will not say that I know Banky. If this guy, one of your guys, can organize with his own crew here, he's talking to them now. They're not talking to him. Exactly, but they don't see that as necessary to organize among your peers, to fight for what you want, because we have made it so in a society that those of us that do not have feel completely powerless. Let's use elections. Let's use elections for an example. Like, we want people to believe that only these established politicians can do something. We don't want them to feel that in their own communities, they have power to liberate themselves and do something in their society and in their community. So this is the difference. It's not like, oh, because I'm this guy.
I want to rephrase the initial question I asked, because I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, but if you ever found yourself in a point where your wife or your daughter needed something, need, not want, need, and you can't afford it, what does that do to you?
I don't know, because I've never been in that situation.
So that's why what I'm talking about.
That's the question about. He's saying, hypothetically speaking, as a man,
money being tied
if you are in that situation where you are, so
does it make you feel less?
Kemi Adetiba has To Kill a Monkey, which everybody,
yes.
I think everybody has watched. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen it.
Okay, so that opening episode where I think it's Efe, has come upon hard times where he's unable to provide. That is really what he's saying.
That is not me.
That's what he's saying.
So if you're in that situation, you still feel like you're still, it does nothing to you.
So we live in a country where certain people who have everything want people that have nothing to think that they are nothing.
I'm talking about people's perception. I'm talking about you.
So that's why you think that, how would I feel if I'm in a situation?
Yeah.
But I'm in a position where I would never.
You never be in that position, so
be
you can't
in
imagine
that
it.
position. So my duty is not to imagine myself in that situation, but imagine how to remove my brother from
That's
that
fair. Okay.
situation.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
get
is the
you.
mistake that we make. We that we are no longer in that situation. We keep imagining that we're going to fall back to that situation.
Right.
No, I've been in this situation
the thing is-
sometimes.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it can never
And by the
really
grace
be
of God,
that.
I've come
Yeah.
out of it.
Exactly.
But I know how I felt
We
in
know
those
how.
situations.
Do you think I've never been in a situation of lack, of want? But I've been in a situation. I'm in the position in life already where my lack and my want is not at that level of effort.
It's not, yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Exactly.
No,
So
but
what is wrong in our society?
I don't know if
is
I'm
that
making myself
men,
clear enough,
You
but
are
yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Is that men like us who have been able to achieve some things in this society, we want to keep drawing ourselves back to that situation where.
I don't think we want
No, but
to.
I don't think anybody's trying
We
to.
play the role. We play it.
And I think so. I think let's be
We
fair,
play the role.
right?
We go to church. We pray. Oh God, let me. We play the role. We play the role. We want to put ourselves. Oh, look at that man in the streets. One day, no, that is not us anymore.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what he's saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what he's saying.
Explain to me.
There's a
That's not what
saying globally that a lot of people, the average human being, is one terminal illness away from
Going bankrupt.
Yes.
bankruptcy.
Yes.
It's a fact.
In
And this
countries,
is a lot of people's reality.
But this is in countries
Even
without.
here.
Wait, this is in countries without healthcare.
No, even come to even
You cannot. There's not.
But we're also talking about our
Brother,
reality here.
There's no
healthcare here.
sickness that want to catch you in France that you will go broke. I will say
Okay,
it
so we're
confidently.
talking about Nigeria,
There is
and
no
we're talking about our
sickness.
reality here.
Okay,
Yes, so that's the thing. There's a reason why it is that. Because certain things have not been put in place by those who should put
And
it
we
in
get
place.
that. But we're talking about the reality today.
The reality of that is that we allow people to be in positions where they can create such realities for us.
no, but
I cannot impose that on myself.
Sorry, you were going to say. Let
No,
me say
no,
what you
no,
want.
I know for a fact I will never
sure.
be in a face position.
So I
Sure,
agree with
sure,
you.
let me tell you-
I agree with you in the
sure,
sense
tell-
that. Sorry, I agree. Sorry.
So I want to move from my
No, it's okay.
position
Yeah. No,
to
Cheryl, let's-
remove
Cheryl, let's-
No, but go ahead.
Let
from
them
a
speak.
face
So what I want to
position.
say, sometimes I don't think is being able to sort of go. I don't think there's a possibility of just being able to go above, to be at level where something cannot happen to you and you feel as a man. Let me explain to you where. Like, so a couple of years ago, my dad had cancer, and my dad was ill for the longest time. So when my dad had cancer, we did 8 months in South Africa. From South Africa, we moved to Houston. From did a couple of destinations in Houston before we came back, and my dad passed. They were doing my dad's burial. Then my wife was pregnant. Then one evening, they said because of the stress that the baby was coming down, that she needs to be admitted. We went to the hospital. Before they could admit her, we had to pay 400K, but I didn't have it. It didn't matter that we have treated my dad, had done the burial, and I couldn't pay 400K for the hospital to be able to save my wife and our child. And it was a hospital that we go to. But just because they have to admit her. So what I'm saying is, it does not matter. I was able to pay because I called somebody who could pay. But even that call was not the easiest call to make for me because I felt that I shouldn't be in that position.
Yeah.
Brother,
So,
this is the issue of capitalism. I'm telling you, man. We as African men, we need to see this is these little things that if we build a society where our healthcare works and we insist that that's the society we want, men like you and I can create this society, you will not be telling all this story.
but the society is not
So
there.
I don't.
I'm talking about my
But
reality
who
now.
will create it if it's not us?
I think that there are a few different angles going on here, and they're all positive. I agree with you, and you know that I've invested a significant amount of personal fortune in trying to build that society. But I do think that, for purposes of this conversation, we have tried.
You didn't try enough.
But for
You didn't
purposes,
try
Let's not start another conversation.
Don't leave
Okay,
Banky.
sorry.
Leave Banky and I. We have war in this level. I say you didn't try enough.
You only
Let us
chance
go
to be
there.
carrying the conversation left.
But for purposes of this conversation, I think let's bring it back to where you were, Ebuka, where you were saying, as men, this pressure to protect, to provide, to be that person for not just yourself but your family is a very real pressure that men, whether we like it or not, regardless of what level of society that they're at, especially for those who don't have as much. That is a very difficult place for a man to be in. So then what?
What I even want... I don't know what the answer is. And I get, in all of this, I actually get Seun's point about what should be. And how the system is set up and all of that. And it just got me thinking a lot about, what's it called now? Black tax.
Explain that for people who are watching.
So black tax is, it's common amongst Africans or people of African descent.
Yeah, people
where
of
you make
African
money
descent.
and it's basically your responsibility now to take care of everybody
Right.
around you. Friends, family, relatives. You are paying 6 people's school fees. You are paying a lot of uncles' rent.
I don't send many people to school.
It's a thing. The moment you start shining, black tax sets in and you are... I know it's kind of men and women, but I feel like maybe men...
More. Wow.
It's expected of you as a guy. And it might also tie back to what she was saying. Because the system doesn't work,
system is broken.
Black tax becomes what you fall back to.
Yeah.
And so my point is, while I get what you're saying about what should be, what is a fact that we can't run away from.
Facts.
And these are the things that have made men get to where they are. So the pressure is there. I know we talked about ranking initially. I was torn between the friends and society, but I think for the average Nigerian, society is the pressure, is the biggest pressure, whether we like it or not. A lot of what we do is because we want to be seen a certain way. We want to be perceived a certain way. You want to walk into that event and the MC announces your name. You want to go to a wedding and the band sings your title so that you can come and spray. You want to get in traffic and your car is noticed. A huge...
there are some gates in Lagos that if you don't have the
they don't let your car
they
in,
won't
but
for you.
when you drive a certain car, they let you in.
Yeah.
It's a fact. And society here, the societal pressure unspoken is extremely heavy. And it's a perception that I don't think is going to be easy to change. But I think things like this is what needs to start happening. A lot of men don't talk about these things. When we talk about it, we're talking about it to even put more pressure on the guy. If you see the tear rubber where Seun just... You are happy for Seun.
5 years' time.
You are happy for Seun, but you're now like,
Thinking
shit,
like,
I have to now get a new car. For a lot of people, it's not everybody, but a good percentage of men, that's where they receive that sort of news. So you go, congrats, Seun, this is your Lambo, mad.
For where now? Why you use Seun?
No, but you can't...
You're the one wearing the Rolex here.
I'm tracking my steps.
So that's basically about
this is stop it. This is a very valid point. So I don't know if you guys remember. You guys probably remember.
Twitter cat thing.
So there was some
remember.
years ago I went to the grocery store and I went grocery shopping and I was leaving and apparently some girls who saw me, doing my own grocery shopping, coming into the car, driving myself home, started filming my car and they put it on social media that, supposed, successful artist, look at the car, he's 6-7 years old.
What car were you driving?
It was a Range at the time.
And
it was like a 7-year-old, I think, or 8-year-old.
But they felt it wasn't brand new
They
enough.
were like, no, I'm serious. They
was a conversation, though.
Not only that. No, I don't have it anymore. But not only did they.
I want to meet you.
But I have another 7-year-old. Anyway,
before they insult you again.
The point being though that they
followed you.
There was
made a video.
There was no check in their mind that. Okay, if you are going to even abuse me, you not only abused me amongst yourself, you recorded it, you followed me driving, you now uploaded it on the internet to say, look at somebody who's supposed to be a successful artist. Doesn't matter if that artist was building house or saving for kids, doesn't matter.
Funny enough, you've already shipped your cars before that
didn't matter. It was just this. They had this, not only did they have this expectation, they were so justified that they could take it that far. And I think as we talked about men, right? The danger of society now, not just society, but society being this close to you, is that you will now get your validation from the comment section. Yeah. And that's the danger. You cannot, as a man, tie your self-worth to what people say or what people think.
Bro.
Because if you get your validation from there, that's the same place that you get your condemnation from
what
as
you
well.
must ask is, which society is this where African men are only judged as successful by the amount of European things they can acquire? This is what we must ask. This is what I'm telling you. These are the, forget money, men. These are the questions we must keep asking ourselves and looking like, so why are we only validated by the amount of European or Asian things we can afford? Who are the people that are supposed to make African things for us to buy?
Yeah.
On the, like, as in, my grandfather.
But Seun, it's not
my
just.
grandfather was a broke pastor.
Wait, hold on. It's
that
not
cut a rich man's daughter.
Hold on. It's not just about. It's not just about.
He catch the babe.
Seun, I think
in the name of Jesus.
Seun, I think that it's not just about saying we are able to get. Wait. It's wait now. It's not just about saying. It's not just about saying, are we able to afford European or Asian things? Don't limit the conversation to that. The conversation is about looking at material things, wherever the source of those things are.
We don't make the material things.
But whatever it is, the money, the naira that's in the account.
Do you think that if these things...
So don't make it...
I'm telling you, that is what it is.
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that...
I'm not the one making
the
it.
Point,
that is what it is.
The point is that we cannot tie it to the accumulation of things.
It is,
any man's identity and self-worth. Regardless of whether those things are from Germany or Asia, the point is, don't tie it to your ability
but where are the things
to
from?
do that.
I'm guaranteeing
but back in the day when it wasn't those things, they probably had some level of pressure then.
It was mirror. It used to be mirrors.
Whatever. But even at that time, if we were having the conversation...
It used to be gunpowder. It used to be silk textile.
It used to be cattle.
The same people...
It used to be cattle.
Yam tubers.
It used to be yam tubers.
No.
But it did.
Yam tuber to your girlfriend now.
But it did.
No,
but it did now. But I'm saying, no.
You grow yam tuber in your land.
I'm saying like the material thing changes
I want girls to love me for
time.
yam tuber. Because then I can go to my village, grow some yam tubers, and bring it to Lagos.
Seun, I'm not saying that you can use yam tubers now. I'm saying that the conversation would have still been valid.
Yes.
Even when the material thing was not something from Europe.
Let the material things be from Africa. Then we all have access. Then we all have access to use it to show. The problem is that we have certain people who have betrayed their own. They used to do it before for mirror, gunpowder, silk, gin, and all of that.
I want us to wrap this up because I just want us to get...
So this is where the essence of this money you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because what was those things that Africans, we had everything. But there are some Africans that want to mix with certain people that had all these things that we don't have. And it's still those things that we don't have that is used today.
So I will agree with I will agree with you in the sense that I think that we need to look inwards as Africans and as Nigerians, right? You wake up every morning, where is the face wash that you use? Where is the soap that you use made from? Where are the clothes that you wear, or the watch, or the jewelry? Where is all of that from? So if we're a society that is always looking outwards for things to consume, I agree with you in that point. So I think we do need to look inward. That's why as much as possible, let's try to encourage ourselves to support things that are inward, right? So let's wear Nigerian clothes, support Nigerian brands or African brands. With that being said, I still think that the point that you were originally asking about men tying their validation to what they can acquire or spend is a valid point that we shouldn't lose in the conversation of saying, hey, we need to look inwards and support who we are and invest in ourselves. That is two things can be true at the same time. And I think that's the point that you were getting to. And that's what I'm trying to land at, is saying, yes, let's grow from the inward. In terms of Nigeria, Africa, yes, I agree completely. But let's also remember that in our own mindset as men, your validation cannot come from material things or external sources or the comment section on your social media or the number of likes you get or the number of followers you have or what you're able to buy, whether it was yam tubers in 19 Boroboro or it is a Benz in 2025.
Okay, let's wrap this up. I want us to just... get sort of a summary from each person here of, what's, I don't know, when you had money and men, you probably came here with a perception. And I just want to know if there's anything you came here knowing, and if there's anything else you're leaving here sort of learned from. Because I didn't think we were going to solve the equation today.
It can't be solved.
But like I said, this entire thing for me is for people to talk more about these things. Because like I said, I don't feel like men talk deeply enough about a lot of these things.
Shall I say
Well, I don't mind going first.
Yeah, go on.
Men talk. I always say, like, African men are open. Reading about African men, like, I grew up in a house with an African man, and I knew that one of his main characteristics was that
He talks.
he spoke his mind. What it meant to be a man was to speak your mind. Whatever it is that was inside of you came out. As Africans, that is what it meant to be honorable. Then we also have characteristic traits of what it meant to be good men, to be kind, generous, understanding, merciful, caring, sharing. Yes, we had.
Okay.
It's lost now, for sure. And in these times, that is the characteristics that made men. Your word. When you said something to a man, and that word stood, come rain, come shine. This was what it meant for us as Africans to have been men. Today, even when I talk about the yam, I'm talking about, I don't even mind if we're going to be materialistic, but we have to be materialistic internally. The material things we must value are those things we have power over. That over time, the characters of humans have been diminished. I can summarize it to saying that love will go chop. Because it means that my love for you is meaningless. My love for you is meaningless. My love for my country is meaningless. Now love will go chop. Politicians in Nigeria, now love will go chop. It's true, even though they are in position to represent the lives of 10 million people. Now love will go chop. Integrity is removed. Who is a man without his word? You understand? So for me,
get back to that point.
yeah. So for me, that is, when we talk about man and money, what is this money? Money in the African psyche must be represented as what it is. We mean wealth. African man don't know money. We know wealth, generational wealth. You understand? So what is the wealth of a man without integrity? Where is the wealth of a man without his honor? So it's not about these things that we can accumulate. Be it is worse when it is foreign. It is okay if it is local because it's from us. But that which we accumulate without those things that make us men in the African perspective, for me, it's just, it's null and void.
No, is there anything
Integrity.
Is there anything you're taking away from this conversation?
So, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me. What I'm taking away is there's a need for men to commune. There's a need for us to go back to keeping in touch with one another. There's a need for conversation and family and every single thing that deals with helping each other to go beyond social media, to go back to what it used to be. Men don't talk because sometimes when you see someone's post, it feels like you've seen them, but you haven't really seen them. So we need to go back to the things that have helped us in the past. We need to go back. I mean, Seun disagreed that men shouldn't be each other's therapists, but I disagree. I feel like people should be able to share their problems as long as
this money. Pay therapists to do their
people
job.
should be able to take their problems to their friends as long as their friends are not taking their private conversation as gossip. So people should sort of come together, share things that are going
If
through.
you tell me, I'm telling Banky.
Thank God. I'll tell Ebuka. So, but the thing is, men should talk, and men should not live under the pressure of a man has to be a man. It's okay for a man to cry. It's okay for you to show emotions. It's okay for you to be vulnerable. It's okay for you to be woman first before seeing yourself as a man. I kind of feel like those are important values. And most importantly, when men get together, we need to tell each other and put us on the right track to do what has been accepted as the truth, the right things to do. So that way our families and our friends can sort of grow to have a better Nigeria than the one we met.
Well said. Thank you both. You both spoke very well. So I won't try and repeat anything that you've said because I think they were very, very well put. For me, I would say that the common thread that I've found in everything somehow that we've said today is that being a man or being a great man is about more than what you can get. It's about what you can give. Yeah. But let's not limit that mindset to just being able to make money. Which, yes, let's hustle, let's go out, let's work hard, let's do the best that we can do to provide for our families and those around us. The reality is that being a man in Nigeria, or being even a woman in Nigeria, you're a government unto yourself. You are paying school fees, light, water, you have a borehole in your ground. You're also doing the same for multiple people that are connected to you. I have a phone that is for the streets. That is just one request after another, and I do the best that I can do when I can do it. But the reality is that we have a lot of pressure as men. So yes, it's about what you can give, not what you can get. But in that, understand that your worth is more than that. It's more than your ability to earn money and shell out money. It's about, if you're a family man, it's about being present. It's about love. It's about loyalty. It's about instilling dignity and a value system in your children. Is about being there. You know, the gift of fatherhood is that just by being present, you're a superhero. And that, I think, is something that we don't put enough weight on. And so we put so much pressure on ourselves to say, oh, I need to be able to afford this. My children need to sleep in AC. I need a gen. I need diesel. Fine. Go for all of those things. But also realize that just by walking in the room and being there for your wife and your kids and the people around you, that's also what being a man is. And that's what I believe.
Thank you.
I think mine is very simple. Not even to be deep at all. I honestly came into this conversation believing that Nigerian men had an ego with regards to how the breadwinner conversation goes. It's surprising to me that 4 out of 4 men sat on a table and said they don't care if their wife earns more than them.
Please, say more.
I'm actually just impressed by. I think that's one thing that stood out for me.
Ebuka, do you like
for the longest time? I've told my wife a lot of times.
You like walking.
No, I've told my wife.
Today, if you watch this episode, go out and bring that bag so I can quit.
We're on the same page. So I said 2 things. I said, when I can't provide, my ego is hurt. But then that means there's also no provision on the other side. It doesn't mean that if I can't provide and there's provision on the other side.
You're inside, shake my hand.
So that's why I said, I'm actually surprised that 4 out of 4 people here said they're actually okay with.
Right.
I've always been of the impression that Nigerian men are tied to that provision mentality. So it's nice to know. This is why conversations matter, and I think it's the one fact that has stood out for me today. Before we go, I actually want to do action.
ASAP Rocky, get your head. ASAP Rocky.
I want to ask you.
Baba.
I want to ask you something about
my brother.
Can I see your nails? Because I've been noticing it, and it's not a very masculine
glazed
thing. When did you start painting your nails?
I've been painting for years.
Tell about it and your masculinity.
Yeah, bro.
And what's your answer?
I don't have any answer. Who is the person that wants to question me? Who are you that I want to answer you? There's no answer for it. You can ask me as my friend and I'll explain.
Okay, as your
you
friend.
are my guy.
Why do you do it?
You know, but I don't owe anybody. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Masculine side, feminine side. Because as a human being, you must balance both. You know? And I have a daughter. So I allow her to fool around with me, but I allow her to understand that I'm like her, the way she's like me too. Yeah. You know, I think many African men look at dressing as a real sign.
He's a fashion boy, so I'm sure he also gets it.
But I don't see dressing as because African men, many of the things women wear today were first worn by African men. Europeans now steal our fashion, go sell for their women.
She wants to finish European stuff.
I'm serious. Is it makeup from the eyelashes, make the lipstick? The African men start G-string. Okay, that's even more famous.
But you know, Africans had a traditional nail polish.
No, but
Yeah.
I don't know if
G-string.
in the East, it's a
I
thing.
say
You
even
leave
G-string.
it on for a while, then
they
it's...
take it out. Yeah.
G-string.
It's so
yeah.
G-string itself, the G-string, the highest
G-string in Africa.
Yeah, because you know the brand.
Wetin Bushman or South Africa dey wear?
Yeah, they tie that.
Wetin have come out with, not that part they get.
Actually, that's true.
It is Europeans and Christianity that come to say one way you dress, 90 times when you be man, one thing you wear, 90 times when you be woman. No, this is not the African sense.
No, I just noticed it throughout.
Yeah,
and I've noticed it with you generally. I've always just wondered if it's a question.
I've always had my masculine side and feminine side open.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm tired of all this nonsense we do in our society right now.
So yeah, because when people hear a guy say masculine and feminine side, they're already thinking of other things.
Yeah, you have to marry the two because men are women too. That's why you have nipples.
Shehu is also start episode 2.
On today's episode of Mentality,
Why do you have nipples? If men are not women, if we are not women too, why do we have nipples?
So let's go. Thank you very much.
Why do we have nipples?
my water has finished. Let's cheers. On the next episode of Mentality with Ebuka.
Do you breastfeed? Do you breastfeed? I don't know. Do you breastfeed? But I know every man has a nipple here.
Cut to commercial. Cut.
Are you breastfeeding?
I am not. I am absolutely not.
Scientifically, everybody starts at XX. You are like 3 months in the womb before your wife promotion kicks in. You are a girl for 3 months.
You've been tuned in to Mentality with me, Ebuka, and my co-host, Banky W. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please make sure to rate, review, and follow Mentality with Ebuka wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and catch you next time.